This story would begin at the end of the battle against Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, because due to the incredible power that Gogeta had used to defeat Broly, he'd been able to create a great portal in the sky which he would notice staring at it. Well, apparently I've used so much power that I've been able to crack space-time, but just like in the fight I had used against Black Goku, it should be closed now. Gogeta would turn around, but at the moment, a gigantic power was perceived behind her while the fusion had likewise come to an end. So Goku and Vegeta got into battle-ready pose for combat. It's a gigantic power! I can't believe the power this new warrior exudes! But we don't know if it's a friend or an enemy, because if he's an enemy, we'll have to merge again, since his power completely overshadows us. From the dimensional rift, a warrior identical to Goku would be observed, but his clothing was of a green color, while he did not possess any divine essence. What happened? I was training in the Celestial Dragon Realm. How was I able to do this place? Goku would be surprised to see a warrior identical to himself, but at the same time his essence was different since the timeline that the god Beerus hadn't awakened from his long sleep because mortals weren't able to get access to the state of a god. Who are you? And why do you look like me? Do you want to destroy the planet Earth? Wow, so this planet is equally called Earth as my planet. This must be an alternate reality, or it could be a different timeline. Goku AF would only think about all this, but he would be taken out of his thoughts by the Prince of the Saiyans. We've asked you a question. If you don't answer, that means you're an enemy more, so we cannot allow it. And this time, we'll eradicate you. Vegeta was accessing Super Saiyan 2, but when he tried to hit, Goku AF was able to dodge the blow without difficulty, leaving them both surprised. How was he able to dodge Vegeta's fist if he's in his base state while Vegeta's transformed? That was lucky, but right now, I'm planning to finish with you, you worm. Good for nothing, I'm the Prince of the Saiyans. Vegeta, angrier, would pounce against him, but to surprise him, the Goku AF was able to dodge and block each of his blows, and it would irritate the Prince of the Saiyan much more, since an identical warrior to his rival was able to face him without transforming. I must admit, you have a bit of talent, but how about this? The Prince of the Saiyans would begin to access the Super Saiyan God state, which surprised Goku AF because he stopped feeling his energy completely. However, he was able to perceive that a great pressure was falling all over his body. What is this pressure? It has similarity with the environment of the Dragon Kingdom. Vegeta at a great speed was able to make him a big blow, which on this occasion was able to make him spit blood, which would leave him surprised. Since it had caused hundreds of years since a warrior had been able to hurt him, Goku AF would fall to a part of a glider, destroying the small part of the terrain. What did you think of that? You think you can cope with my Saiyan God state? I can tell you don't possess the power of a god, so you won't stand a chance against me. Saiyan God? What kind of transformation's that? I haven't heard of a transformation with that name, but I don't have to trust myself since I'm not able to feel its power. Goku AF would stand up, he'd begin to raise his power in a great way, leaving those present surprised, as he had only been able to access the Super Saiyan, but the power he emanated was incredible. You have been able to make him transform into my first form, so I must give you credit, since it's been hundreds of years since I've accessed this power. Can't believe the power to release, but after the power of a god, you can't do anything against me. Both warriors crossed glances, throwing themselves to attack while Goku stared at Goku's way of fighting AF, realizing it was a similar style to his. The power that this warrior possesses is incredible, and as far as I can tell, he's not an imposter like Black Goku was. Goku AF was able to connect a huge blow on Vegeta's stomach, throwing him with incredible power, destroying everything around him, while Goku was staring at the place where Vegeta had fallen. Hell, apparently I've overdone it with the power I've used. Hope I hadn't ended his life. Haha, you're wrong if you think Vegeta was defeated with a single blow, since he also possesses incredible stamina. A big blue aura would expand from that place. That's right, Vegeta would start accessing the Super Saiyan Blue state, so the pressure that fell on Goku AF's body was much bigger, but nothing he couldn't master. I can tell that your power has increased again, since the pressure that falls on my body is much greater, so I'll also increase my power. Goku AF would access Super Saiyan 3, but despite being crazy, he wasn't able to compare the power of the Saiyan Prince, since Vegeta was an incredible speed, was able to deal a big blow to his stomach, sending him flying, but at that speed he'd hold him by his head, dragging him down some mountains, and with a strong kick, he'd send him flying, causing an explosion. Doesn't matter that you use Super Saiyan 3, that's your limit. So you won't be able to do anything against me, then we'll be able to have the super of the power of ordinary Saiyans. I've been able to reach each of his punches, but my body's been slow. As I've not been able to react, the Super Saiyan 3 won't be able to do anything against him. So you better talk, because with the next blow, I'll be able to end your life once and for all. Haha, I'd like to see that. Try to finish alive. Furious Goku would pounce against Goku AF, but when he was about to hit him, an overwhelming power would be able to make him retreat, and Goku was dragged a few meters because this time the power of Goku AF that was being released was this time able to access the Super Saiyan State 4. So from a great light, Goku AF would be observed in his Super Saiyan State 4, for which Goku and Vegeta were completely amazed since the power he released was crazy. They didn't know there was a transformation beyond Super Saiyan 3. I can tell by your expressions you have no knowledge about Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4, that's crazy! But I'm not interested. As long as you don't possess divine energy, you won't be able to do anything against us. I want you to try, because with this power, I've been able to defeat an angel, a being who was able to wipe out galaxies with simple thought. Goku AF would stare at Vegeta, giving him millions of blows with the naked eye. That's right, his visual power had increased, so they were able to release air attacks, which were invisible, sending Vegeta flying very badly injured. Wow, the power of the Super Saiyan 4 is capable of even the maximum power of the Super Saiyan Blue! I can't believe it! Vegeta would try to stand up, but he'd lose his Super Saiyan Blue status, fall to the ground, defeated and out of combat. I can tell you have incredible power, but you won't beat me so easily, because right now I plan to use all my power from the beginning. That's an honor for me. Since you use all your power from the beginning of the battle, it gives me an understanding one thing. You're afraid of my power, since both you and I always test the power of our enemies. I must admit that your power leaves me surprised, but I have been able to face a much more powerful war than you, so I have nothing to fear. Goku would access Super Saiyan Maximum Blue. Without exchanging more words, he'd throw himself against Goku AF. So both would exchange thousands of blows all over the planet Earth, and their powers were so great that the battle would spread throughout Universe 7, being seen by God Beerus and Whis. This is the power of Son Goku, and apparently he's fighting at his maximum power. But I'm surprised that he's fighting again, since a few hours ago we returned from planet Earth. He wasn't fighting with anyone. That's right, Mr. Beerus, it's very strange, but even with the rival he's facing, he doesn't have the divine energy, and that he will be able to force Mr. Goku to use all his power. It's incredible. He must be a super warrior. Their battle would cause catastrophes all in Universe 7, so instantly both would take a distance. I'll ask you something. How about we fight on a desolate planet so not to cause destruction on the other planets, since I can tell you don't possess evil power? That's exactly what I was going to tell you, because our powers weren't able to destroy everything around us. Both warriors would leave to an inhospitable planet, which both would resume their incredible battle. But since the longer the battle went on, Goku would take a little advantage over Goku AF, since the pressure of being much more powerful than Vegeta was able to limit him a little more in his speed. And because of this, he was able to dodge and give him much more blows. Your power is amazing! You've been able to beat Vegeta, but you won't be able to do anything against me! Don't get excited, because I still have a lot more power left in this transformation, and if in case you're still more powerful, I have one more transformation. What? Do you have more powerful transformations? I can't believe all the power you possess. This will be so much fun! Goku AF would expel more power, being able to crack space itself, and he would realize with his staff he was able to neutralize each of the cracks caused by the power of Goku AF. While the whole Universe 7 shook a little, this time Goku AF would use all the power of Super Saiyan 4. I'm ready, so you better get ready. I'm always ready, so attack me whenever you want. This incredible power would resume completely, but on this occasion Goku AF was able to overcome Goku in a great way, being able to grant him some blows that caused great damage while throwing up lots of blood. What's going on? Is that all your power? I thought you were much more powerful. I hadn't had the need to use my last transformation. Goku AF would hold Goku by the hair, dragging him all over the planet, creating great chaos by his passage, while Goku's power on this occasion began to decrease considerably, and this would be noticed by all the deities. Whis, this is amazing. Goku's power began to decrease in an accelerated way. That means his enemy's been able to completely overcome him. Indeed, Mr. Beerus, the enemy's power must overcome him in a great way. As for Mr. Goku's power to decrease at this speed, Whis, it's time to come to the battlefield. Both deities would come quickly to the battlefield, while for his part, Goku would stand up with multiple wounds all over his body, and internal bruises as well as too much blood spreading around him. It's time to leave it here. They've made me use the maximum power of Super Saiyan 4, and that's been able to give me great happiness, since I had hundreds of years that I did not use any of my transformations, since no one was able to force me to use them. Goku AF would start approaching Goku, who had his gaze lowered, but the instant he observed him, an incredible heat would be released all around him, which Goku AF would take a little distance quickly. What is that incredible heat that's releasing your whole body? I can't believe it. Did he just also hide one more transformation? Goku's eyes would turn a silvery color, while much more powerful heat would spread all around him. While instantly an incredible aura would rise to the top of the planet, it could be seen that Goku would access Ultra Instinct maximum power, a state that Goku AF had never seen before. What's this transformation? Unlike the transformations before, this time I feel like my body's burning from the heat emanating from him. But all the heat and power would enter Goku's body, so instantly Goku would observe him with a very serious look. And without Goku AF being able to do something against him, he would grant him thousands of blows all over his body, sending him flying very badly injured. Ugh, that hurt me too much. What happened? I wasn't able to see anything. Its speed is something that even reflects the Super Saiyan 4 that aren't able to follow. Goku AF would stand up, but at the moment, one knee would touch the ground because each of Goku's blows had caused incredible damage. So instantly, too much blood would expel from Goku AF's body. Now, the damage has been able to generate from me incredible. I can't believe all the damage he's caused me. The battle would take an unexpected turn because on this occasion, Goku AF was not able to do anything, while Goku dodged with great elegance and hit key points, which caused incredible damage to his enemy. Goku, with a powerful kick, was able to send him to the planet, creating a larger crater around. You're an admirable warrior. You forced me to use the power beyond the gods, and it's something you have to be proud of. I haven't been defeated yet because, as I told you a few moments ago, I still have more power, and this time I'll use my most powerful transformation. For their part, Beerus and Whis was able to reach the battlefield, prostrating themselves on the top of the planet, observing everything that happened. Apparently, the new warrior has appeared with no bad intentions, but his heart is purely identical to Son Goku's, so I could tell they're having a little training battle. In that case, there's no problem in that I thought a new enemy had appeared all over Universe 7, but I'm surprised Goku's been able to access the Ultra Instinct again. Apparently he'll be able to master it in no time. Indeed, Mr. Beerus, Mr. Goku will be able to master the Ultra Instinct in a short period of time, so you should train so that you won't be surpassed. Goku AF at that moment would stand up, he'd clench his fists, and that's right, Goku AF would access the most powerful transformation. This time, the Universe 7 was shaking in an incredible way, so much so that this time Goku's gaze had completely changed. The power he possesses is amazing. Even with Ultra Instinct, I don't know if I'd be able to beat him, as his power seems to have no limit. The power that Goku AF would continue to grow while his red fur would turn white color. That's right, Goku AF would begin to access Super Saiyan 5, which this time an incredible pressure was spreading throughout the universe. The incredible power of Goku AF would expand throughout the Universe 7, a power that would even make the god Beerus shudder, because it was an extremely gigantic power. After a few minutes, the imposing Super Saiyan 5 could be observed. Sorry for the delay, but I'm not really used to using this transformation. That's why I delay in accessing my most powerful state. Wow, you don't possess the power of a god, but the power you possess is amazing. I even dare to say that you could beat most of the gods with some difficulty. I don't know who the hell the gods you talk about so much will be, but at this very moment I want to check all your power, so get ready. Goku AF at a great speed rushed against Goku, but to his surprise Goku, thanks to the Ultra Instinct, was able to dodge the powerful blow that Goku AF had attacked him. Goku, without missing that gap, would try to connect a big blow, but the reaction speed of the Super Saiyan 5 was incredible, so much that he was able to dodge the blow that Goku had tried to grant. Instantly, both were observed starting with their incredible battle, while Beerus and Whis watched intently. It's amazing how a being, despite not possessing the external energy of the gods, is able to reach these limits. I'm sure he's much more powerful than the mortal Jiren. I agree with you, and he's way more powerful than the mortal Jiren. That means he's able to defeat all the gods. Mr. Beerus, you really should start training, since very powerful beings are appearing in our universe. If that warrior is able to access the status of a Saiyan god, I'm sure his power would resemble the power of an angel. Damn, Wes, you know I hate the most is training, but I know you're right, so for tomorrow, I'll join the training with Goku and Vegeta. On the other hand, that great battle was beginning to lean in favor of Goku AF, because on this occasion, Goku AF was able to 100% control his Super Saiyan 5 transformation, unlike Goku, who was not able to master the Ultra Instinct 100%, so his power began to decrease with the course of the battle, of which he had noticed. Damn, I have to end this battle once and for all, because otherwise I'll lose, although I don't know how to beat him since his power is not decreased at all. Concentrate, that we're fighting. Goku AF with an incredible speed was able to hold him by the head, destroying everything in his path. That's right, Goku, despite using all his power to try to get loose, Goku AF completely surpassed him in physical strength, since the Super Saiyan 5 concentrated a large part of the Ozaru power, so each of his punches and attacks were much more powerful and destructive. Goku AF with a kick was able to send him flying a few meters, leaving him on the ground very badly injured and vomiting large amounts of blood. That hurt me too much, but I won't let you defeat me so easily. In this fist, I put all my remaining power, and I know that you're powerful enough not to die with my ultimate technique. Hey Whis, what technique are you talking about? Perhaps he was able to create a new technique in the state of Ultra Instinct. Even I don't know, Mr. Beerus, so this will be an amazing thing to see. I'll allow you to gather the necessary power for you to throw your technique, since apparently you have a lot of confidence in your ultimate technique. Heh. You are very powerful, but he wants to see how you'll be able to stop my special technique. Goku's power would accumulate in his fist, which was capable of causing destruction around him. As hundreds of rays spread throughout the battlefield, Goku, having collected enough power, would stare at him. This is my ultimate technique, Supreme Dragon Strike! An incredible silver dragon had emerged from Goku's fist, so with a great power it began to head towards Goku AF, which was very surprised. While the technique was approaching it, it would say, "Oh, I really am only in a different timeline. Or rather in an alternate dimension, since in my timeline, we never got such transformations. But this warrior is me from another dimension." Goku AF would channel a large part of his power in the same way in his right fist. So Goku's dragon being a few meters away from impacting with Goku AF, this would give a big smile. Hey Whis, what are you planning to do? If he receives that attack, he'll die. No matter how restrained he is, I'm sure that technique's capable of ending the life of any of the 12 gods of destruction. I don't know, Mr. Beerus, but I doubt that individual will die, as the confidence he shows is amazing, so he must have it as up his sleeve. But from the fist of Goku AF in the same way, an incredible dragon would arise. So at the moment, both dragons began to collide with great intensity, leaving the deities surprised, but the most surprised was Goku. How's this possible? That's my Dragon Punch! I'm also able to use the Dragon Punch, so let's see who comes out victorious. Both dragons would collide with a great power, but the more the clash of attacks went on, Goku began to fall to his knees, because the power he used was wearing. Damn, I can't lose, because if I combine that attack hits me, I'll die. Goku would try to focus much more energy on his attack, but his body would instantly collapse, due to the excess energy. That's right, an incredible combined attack would be directed towards Goku, however, being a few centimeters from hitting him, Goku AF would teleport in front of him, and with an incredible expulsion of his energy, he was able to disintegrate the combined attack. Ugh! The bones of my entire arm has been completely destroyed. Apparently the combined power is much more lethal. However, at that precise moment, an incredible pressure would fall on his entire body, a pressure that exceeded Goku's by dozens of times. So much so that on this occasion, his speed had decreased. What the hell? Where does this great pressure come from? It's much more than the one that Goku of this dimension. It was about Beerus, who was increasing his power to 80%, with which he was able to bend Goku AF a little, because he wasn't releasing 100% of all his power in his most powerful transformation. You, tell us who you are. Apparently you've got the required power to face warriors who reach the level of the gods. I'm only Goku, only I come from a very different dimension, Since I was training in the kingdom of the celestial dragons, and a big gap opened in my dimension, and as I approached, I was transported to this dimension. Well, that is very rare to see, since the travel between timelines, although it is forbidden, is even more frequent than people think. But the travel between dimensions is that of 1 in a million. And I can tell that you've been able to fight Son Goku Ultra Instinct. So tell me, how are you able to fight against a god? I'd love to tell you, but at the moment I'm not 100% of my abilities, so it'd be impossible for me to keep up with him. Don't worry about that. My angel's able to heal every one of your wounds and leave 100% of all your power. In that case, it's great to me. I want to measure myself with the power of a god of destruction, since in my dimension I've never heard of them. Whis, with his staff, was able to heal each of Goku AF's wounds, so they both took a little distance while Goku AF would expel much more of his power. I hope you're prepared, as I've got great expectations of your power. Beerus at a great speed rushed against him, but the incredible blow was blocked by the forearm of his enemy, and instantly they began to exchange millions of blows throughout Universe 7. Since the presence of Whis, each of the planets were safe, and in the same way, Whis would heal all the wounds of Goku. My body hurts too much. I feel like 1,000 planets have fallen on me. I can't move in the slightest. It's normal, Mr. Goku, because apparently the Goku of that dimension has much more physical strength, because in the short time he's been fighting with Mr. Beerus, his power is incredible. Is Mr. Beerus fighting with that powerful one? That's right, Mr. Goku, but don't worry, as both of you possess incredible resistance. The battle of both warriors would spread throughout each corner of Universe 7, but even though Beerus was the one who hit the most, his fist did not do so much damage. On the body of Goku AF, it seemed his skin was that of an incredible Zaru, since the damage that the god caused him was minimal. Unlike Goku AF, who was not able to hit him so much, but the few blows that he was able to give him caused incredible damage, and in an oversight, Goku was able to hold him by his tail, making multiple laps around the Universe 7, and with a great power was able to send it to the planet, destroying it completely. The power you show is amazing, although you really leave me surprised since none of the celestial dragons are able to compare with your power. Beerus, while standing up in a rage, would expel too much blood, which would make him much angrier. I don't care where the hell you came from. I'm planning to beat you up since I don't let this humiliation pass. A simple Saiyan can't beat a god. Beerus, much more annoyed, would expel 100% of his power, with which his power as well as his speed had increased in an incredible way. That's right, since by using all his power, each of his attributes would be raised to the maximum, so he'd begin to grant millions of blows all over Goku AF's body, and being millions of blows in the same place, he would begin to cause him much more damage. Goku AF would try to hold him with his incredible physical strength, but Beerus with a great speed would move to one side of Goku AF, hitting him back the same, sending it to a planet, completely destroying it. You possess great power as well as incredible stamina, so I'm sure this simple attack won't be able to end your life. Ball of Destruction! A large sphere of energy would begin to approach Goku AF, who, with all his incredible opposing, would stand up and would likewise begin to carry an incredible attack in his hands. And the Ball of Destruction being a few meters away, Goku AF would throw his incredible attack. Due to this, an incredible clash would begin to take place between both warriors. However, despite the fact that Beerus possesses much more power, Goku AF was able to withstand it, since his resistance was incredible, but after a few minutes that his attacks collided, an incredible explosion would be generated, starting to exchange many more blows all over the place. But this time, the power of Goku AF began to decrease little by little, which Beerus would notice, as the power of his fist began to fall gradually, taking advantage of it to end the fight with a big blow to his head, making him fall to the ground completely out of combat. I must admit that the power this guy possesses is incredible, but apparently he really is Goku from another dimension since he returned to his base state. While Beerus was walking back, he would also fall out of combat, because he had serious wounds all over his body. Well, apparently even Mr. Beerus has been left in a terrible state. Apparently the Goku of that dimension is very powerful. Whis, please let go of planet Earth. Vegeta must be very badly injured, as he was the first one I fight against that version of mine. Well, of course, Mr. Goku, right now we're leaving for planet Earth. Whis, along with the other warriors, had left for planet Earth, which on the Prince of the Saiyans had already recovered completely thanks to the god of the earth, so when he arrived, Whis with his staff would heal the wounds of Beerus and Goku AF, who woke up with severe headaches and joints. Ugh, that hurt me too much. So that's the power of the gods of destruction. After all, I have to keep getting much more powerful. Apparently, it doesn't matter what dimension or timeline it is. Goku will always be a very powerful warrior. Whis, please give us much more intense workout. I don't want to stay behind another Kakarot. I plan to become much more powerful. Mr. Whis, please, you can train me. I want to become much more powerful, and you are the master of my counterpart in Vegeta. Of course, because if there's any danger, there will be 3 super warriors who'll be able to face all over Universe 7. So don't worry. All the warriors would leave for the planet of Beerus to begin with their great training. Meanwhile, in the palace of the great Zeno Sama, Daishinkan would come to the call of his king, because he had requested his presence. Tell me, my lord, how can I help you? I'm really bored. How about we organize another tournament of power again? That seems great to me, my lord, but this time we can give you 2 months of time so that you'll be able to become much more powerful, and the battles will be more entertaining. What do you think, my lord? I think it's great, Daishinkan. Yes. I already want you to inform the other gods. Alright, my lord, at this very moment, I will start communicating with the other gods to give them the respective rules. But before that, let's do an exhibition battle, just like last time since I really feel very bored. Okay, my lord. What universe do you want to do this? I'd like it to be between Universe 6 and 7, because the legendary assassin called Hit also has some amazing techniques. It's okay, my lord, don't worry. Daishinkan, with his great mental power, was able to communicate with each of the gods and angels, informing them of the new tournament of power, as well as the exhibition battle that would take place in approximately 2 days. All the gods were surprised and terrified to know that the new tournament of power would take place. I don't know why I feel so nervous. If we have the most powerful warriors. Mr. Beerus, what's wrong with you? I can tell you've been feeling very tense lately. What happens is that the mighty Zeno Sama has organized a new tournament of power. Tournament of power? What's it about? And who's Zeno Sama? Zeno Sama is the most powerful existence in all the 12 universes. No one's above him, and the tournament is about a pitched battle between 10 warriors of each universe. The warrior who remains at the end gets the Super Dragon Balls. Super Dragon Balls? In my dimension, I've never heard of those. Only the Great Dragon Balls, but the Super Dragon Balls, never. They're the most powerful balls, so in 2 days they will have an exhibition tournament against Universe 6, in which you'll be able to understand the rules. This will be a lot of fun. So after so long, I'll be able to train Jiren again. And this time the power of the Ultra Ego I'll be able to achieve, and I'll be able to give them a beating to damn Topo. It's something new for me. It looks interesting. For this part, the Great Priest, with his power, was able to make an exhibition tournament, as well as the god to observe the battle between the universes of 6 and 7. A large platform had been created in an inhospitable place of all the 12 universes. Just like the first tournament, it wasn't a platform that resisted much. On the other hand, returning to the other universes, the gods were going to call Daishinkan, while on the other hand, the god Champa with Vados, with a great speed, would recruit 3 warriors of the most powerful of the Universe 6. Yes, sir, yes. We have to summon Hit, Frost, and a Saiyan. What do you think, Vados? If we make the Saiyans merge again, and with the help of your Bakulo, we'll manage to take the fusion last 1 year. I think it's an excellent idea, Mr. Champa, since they both participated in the last tournament, but if they participate from outside the tournament, we can win 1 more place. Great, in that case, we have to order the clays, so that both Saiyans will be able to merge again. At this very moment, my lord, both deities came to Keo-sama of Universe 6, so that both Saiyans were able to merge again. At the moment, they went to the planet of the Saiyans, which, when they got there, they were surprised to realize 3 gigantic powers on the planet Saldala. They were the only Saiyans who possessed the power of a god. Vados, were my senses functioning properly? The essence that's felt to that god, were they able to achieve the state of a god? Their senses work correctly since the 3 Saiyans in that location have the essence of a god. Apparently, this tournament will be much more interesting. The deities got there quickly, to which the 3 powers of energy were, but there was a castle, so to enter it, they had to face multiple soldiers who rushed Champa. But being a god of destruction, he was able to defeat them, prostrating himself in front of a big blue door, in which an incredible essence spreads all over the place. The essence that liberates this place is amazing. I even feel my whole body's shaking completely.
I agree with you, Mr. Champa, because the essence that's felt is of the highest level. I could say with certainty that this essence is capable of overcoming a god.
A big explosion would cause in the main hall because a warrior had increased his power because hundreds of soldiers were humiliated as if they were just worms. Champa, without being able to see anything, was able to be held by the neck with an incredible power. He wasn't able to move because the power with which the war was strangling him was amazing. Who the hell are you? Having the divine energy, I don't have many doubts since you must be one of the gods, but your power's pathetic.
Akuma-sama, please release him! He's Champa-sama, the god of our universe! Please spare his life, because if he's come to this place, it's important.
Akuma, with a little fury, would release him, falling out of the outer part of the castle, generating a small explosion. However, Champa would be furious, releasing 100% of his power, and with his max speed, he rushed against Akuma, who with a big smile would get in front of Champa and not moving at all. Strike with all your might. It'll be the only blow I'll allow you to grant me. Champa's fist would hit Akuma's chest, generating a huge explosion all over the place, because the power which hit him was on another level. But at that moment, the smoke dissipated and you could see a large quantity that fell to the ground. But the surprise was much greater for Vados when he realized that it was Champa which released all that blood, since his arm had been completely destroyed, colliding with the chest of the king of the planet Saldala. Maybe that's all your power? You really are a simple worm. You're useless. If I wanted, I'd end your existence of becoming a new god.
Champa-sama, how are you feeling? We're sorry for everything that happened, only that Akuma-sama take care of all the Saiyans on this planet. Exactly, and when you entered beating every warrior who stood in front of you, our king got angry, but he's not a bad person. I apologize on behalf.
Vados would heal Champa, who'd stand up in his gaze of an incomparable terror, because the power which had hit him was 100%, and he wasn't able to do anything to him. I'm sorry, I apologize for hitting all your soldiers, but we need your strength, since the mighty king of all Zeno Sama has decided to do another tournament.
Another tournament? Well, this will be interesting. I will be able to show the useless Goku how powerful I can become.
When this tournament you're asking is in place, since if it's in this moment, I have several matters to attend to, so it'd be impossible for me to go. Don't worry, the Tournament of Power will be held in 2 months, but right now we need the fusion of Kale and Khalifa, as an exhibition tournament will be held. Understand for the Tournament of Power? Of course I'll be. Count me in. And an apology to the authority of this universe, I'll exalt myself for my people. Don't worry, it's something completely understandable.
At this time, without merging, so now I'll start the fun, since at the end of the Tournament of Power we hadn't had a good battle. Both Saiyans with the clays were able to merge, but the power they released was incredible. Wow, this power is amazing, because after so long, Khalifa and Kale's power has increased in an amazing way. I feel invincible. Indeed, the power that Khalifa was able to release is incredible. It's the level of any god of destruction. I already want to crush those bugs from the exhibition tournament.
I'm sending a powerful warrior, so I'm sure Universe 6 exhibition tournament will win. It's time to leave, Vados. We have to recruit Frost and hit the killer. The trio of warriors would leave to contact their 2 warriors. Meanwhile, returning to Universe 7, the warriors that would represent this universe in the exhibition tournament would be Goku AF, Goku, and Vegeta. There's nothing to be afraid of, because with the power of these 3 warriors, we'll be able to clinch a victory in the Tournament of Power.
Mr. Beerus, you better not trust yourself, because otherwise we may be eliminated. Because at the end of the Tournament of Power, each of your gods, I train their warriors, so I don't doubt they have the same power.
I understand that, Whis, but we'll never be able to compare with Son Goku's power, much less the power of his counterpart. Not to say that Vegeta's been able to fully master the energy of a god of destruction. What makes me angry is that I'm not able to access the divine energy yet. I can't imagine what my transformations will be like if I mix them with the energy of a god. You don't have to worry about that. When it's the day of the Tournament of Power, I'm sure you'll be able to control all the energy of a god. I want to see who's our enemies in this exhibition tournament.
It's really impatient too. We'd better leave now so we won't be late. Okay, it's Mr. Goku who will perform on the platform now. Beerus, with everyone else on the contestant exhibition tournament, would take to the destination of the platform, which once they got there, Goku AF would feel how incredible it was all over the place. But I was surprised to realize the incredible aura of both kings as a whole,
because their training with the Celestial Dragons were able to teach them to see the size of the aura of the enemy, even though he is in my whole body this time, because of the aura of the guys who are on top of this whole platform. So they're the most powerful warriors in this dimension. Gods and angels, I thank you for your presence today, in which the exhibition tournament will be held before the authentic tournament.
I hope that today the battles will be dazzling like those in the last occasion, and that in the Tournament of Power, it'll be much more entertaining. Hehe.
You already heard the great Zeno Sama. So at this time, the exhibition tournament will be held between the universe of Zeno Sama's best friend. That's right, Universe 7 against 6. My first warrior will be Frost, the demon of the cold. Frost would enter in his final form. However, the power he emanated was incredible, while he had also opted for much smaller appearance to Frieza. Mr. Beerus, I want to defeat that cheater, who was in our tournament was able to eliminate several of us with his poison. From our universe, he'll be the Prince of the Saiyans, Vegeta. Vegeta would go down to the platform, which at that moment both warriors stared at each other.
Ho ho ho! This time I plan to finish you, because if you die there is no problem, because this is not the Tournament of Power.
Frost at a great speed would pounce against Vegeta, but to surprise Vegeta with his agility was able to dodge his blows. With incredible precision, he would irate Frost much more, which would retreat a few meters.
Apparently you've also become much more powerful, but no matter how much power you've increased, since I am a prodigy, you won't be able to defeat me. That warrior looks a lot like Frieza from the dimension I came from. Heh, don't worry, there's also a Frieza in this dimension, and they're identical.
I really thought you'd be much more powerful, but you're still the same trash before. I'll annihilate you right now.
Damn, I don't want to have to go maximum on you. I want to save it for the damn Frieza who was able to betray me.
Frost would clench his fist, destroying everything around him. While everything began to shake, Frost was accessing a new transformation where his body was beginning to turn golden. But the power he released was more than Frieza's, because this time Frost had 100% control of the energy wherein said transformation.
What do you think of it? Even if I have the same transformation appearance as Frieza's asshole, I'm able to control 100% of it. So transform yourself, because I won't give you another chance.
You don't need mercy, but if you want it so much, I'll grant you the pleasure. Although with you, I don't have to even use my goddess and Saiyan. Vegeta would expel a huge power, being immortal, but his hair was starting to grow in a great way. So after a few minutes, Vegeta would be seen in Super Saiyan 3. As I've told you, I don't need the power of a god with you, insect.
I swear I'll kill you, you worm.
Frost, pissed off, would pounce against Vegeta, but as surprising as it seemed, Vegeta was able to dodge those blows because his power was growing in a huge way in his base state. Each of his transformations would be enhanced with an overwhelming power. While Vegeta dodged those blows, it'd provoke him more. Is that all? You really train? Since your power is still the power of a simple worm. Your power is nothing apart from me, so you better do something else. Vegeta with a powerful blow to his stomach would send him to the platform, destroying a little on the outside. Frost would try to stand up, but a single blow from the Prince of the Saiyans was powerful enough to leave him in a horrible condition, as his body expelled a large amount of blood. You better give up, because if you get back on your feet, I won't have mercy on you. Although he did get to his feet, after taking a few steps, he'd fall out of combat because his body wasn't able to withstand such a blow. Frost from Universe 6 has been eliminated, so the first round is won by Vegeta from Universe 7. Damn, I thought Frost with his great training would be able to beat him. Will Beerus' warriors be more powerful than mine? For its part, he was thoughtful while he watched the two Gokus. Only one of them had green clothes somewhat different from Goku he knew.
The real problem is the Son Goku I know, because as far as I can tell, the other Goku does not have any divine energy.
In that case, please let the warriors of the second round move to the platform. Kefla, without preamble, would go down while aiming at Goku.
I want to fight with you because I want to show you all the power I've been able to get. This time I will beat you. Heh, Mr. Beerus, in the second round I'll fight Kefla, since I'm sure that my other self will be able to beat Hit. I trust him.
Goku would go down, but without Daishinkan starting the fight, Kefla rushed him, who, with a little effort, was able to block his blow. However, his arm became numb. Regardless, both would begin to exchange thousands of blows all over the platform. After a few minutes, both would take a little distance.
Kefla's powers increased in an incredible way, but I'm able to defeat her. I'll be using my legendary status right now, so I want to see what you could do.
Kefla had an incredible scream, accessed the legendary Super Saiyan, which would lash out against Goku. Goku would access the Super Saiyan Blue max power, combining with his Kaioken increased 50 times. At the first clash of the fists, the platform was destroyed. Then Daishenka with his great power teleported everyone to a distant planet to continue the battle. I never thought the mortals would be able to reach these extremes. On this planet they can use all their power without any problem. The battle would be very balanced, however Kefla's power was incredible, which began to corner Goku a little. Kefla would move at a great speed.
This battle is mine!
Kefla would execute her last blow, putting all the energy on her fist. However, Goku was dodging it, but over the place an incredible heat was perceived. While her eyes could observe, that's right, Goku had access to the imperfect Ultra Instinct, which he would observe Kefla. It's time to end this battle! Goku, with a few blows to her vital points, knocked her out of combat. The second round is the victory of Son Goku belonging to Universe 7. Damn, I thought I had a lot more hidden power.
Mr. Champa, don't worry, since Miss Kefla, I don't use her divine energy. Apparently, she doesn't want the other gods to know her power. For that same reason, Mr. Goku didn't use the maximum power of the Ultra Instinct.
The last two fighters of their respective universes plased to the platform. Goku AF would come down to the platform, as would Hit. Both would stare at each other with purple rays scattered all over the battlefield. This battle is apparently very interesting. I'll have to access Super Saiyan 4 at once, since the power of my enemy completely overshadows me. Goku would access Super Saiyan 4, beginning to shake the entire planet where they were, leaving everyone surprised. The incredible power of Goku AF has left everyone surprised, even Hit, because despite not possessing the divine energy, his power was amazing. Hit, without meditating words, would execute a jump in time, hitting several blows to vital points. Despite them, Hit's fists hurt when hitting the strong body of Goku AF. What's going on with Goku? I'm able to hit him, but his fists hurt too much. It seems like an extremely powerful barrier. Wow, the power you have is amazing. Although, no matter what you do, you won't be able to beat me. Although, what kind of technique's that? You better try to discover her, although when you are able to discover her, it'll be too late, as I'll be able to defeat you. That Hit, your power's amazing. You can give us the victory. I trust in you. That's interesting. It's very funny to see how their hopes of beating us in Universe 7, but the most entertaining thing is to see how their hope changes to despair. The power of my counterpart's amazing. Despite not knowing anything about time jump, I'm sure he'll be able to beat Hit. It's something that I envy about Goku. Since his body's resistant, it seems that the Ozara has its own defense. Despite us being Saiyans, the damage that was caused to Hit was another level. I must admit that your power possesses is amazing, but you won't beat me. I don't know what kind of technique you have, but you'll learn every single one of your attacks. Haha, don't say stupid things. How'd you be able to learn my attack pattern with only a few hits? If you really made it, I'd call you a genius. Hit would use the time jump, but Goku was able to stop his blow with one of his hands. Surprising him because Hit used much more power, he wasn't able to free himself from Goku's power. No matter what you do, in physical potency it's impossible for you to be able to defeat me, since I possess the power of the Great Ozaru. Goku was able to send him flying with damage to his entire body. Since Hit was trying to stand up, his knees would bend because he would spread all his blood on his body, which left him surprised. Are you more powerful than the Goku I fought with? I don't know that. Since my former self also has great powers, I can't say who's more powerful. That's a nightmare. This Goku's much more powerful than the Goku I fought. Since it doesn't matter who has the divine energy, his destructive power is amazing. Hit would stand staring at Goku AF, both exchanging hundreds of blows on the battlefield. Hit's power wasn't enough to face Goku AF because he still had one more transformation and Hit didn't know this.
Wow! The power of our friend's amazing! I can't believe it!
You're mistaken, great Zeno Sama, because that Goku's not your friend. Although he does belong to Universe 7, he's completely different.
Wow, that makes so much more sense, and it's exciting!
The battle of both would continue with a great rhythm, but the exchange of blows with Hit being seriously injured, his power was lower than the power by Goku AF. Hit in an oversight by the left leg, being crashed against a few rocks around him, destroying everything around him. I know you have great stamina, so that's nothing for you. I haven't been able to end my life, but you almost knocked me out. You better give up, because otherwise I have to get much more serious, and I can tell you you're a nice guy. Don't say stupid things. I'm a legendary killer, so I'm not going to give up so easily. Hit using time jump to its max similarly wasn't able to do anything against it because the power of Goku Super Saiyan 4 was able to fight through space-time. Well, this is unexpected. Apparently Goku of Universe 7 will win. Hell, none of my warriors are able to do anything against him. This makes me angry.
My Lord Champa, don't be angry, you're right. We've lost this battle, but this war is still at stake, since we have Akuma the King of the Saiyans just like Kefla hasn't used all his power.
I understand, Vados, but I'm not sure Son Goku has all that power either. That's what makes me nervous the most.
We have to wait, my lord. We can't do anything right now.
The battle of both reached a climax. Goku AF won the victory in Universe 7, Daishinkan being able to finish the exhibition of tournaments. On this last occasion, a mysterious warrior appeared. Identify yourself. Who are you? I'm sorry, Daishinkan Sama, for my behavior, but I want to try this power the new Goku and I have trained hard. The masked man would let his face be shown, showing Jiren, the most powerful second warrior of the 12 universes, which rumors were that he wasn't lacking because the pressure emanating from his body seemed superior to that of a god of destruction. Who is this guy? His power seems to be superior than that of the gods. I'm able to feel his ki because he doesn't have the same divine energy, but his pressure is somewhat rare. In previous Tournament of Power, I defeated Son Goku, but since I've been able to fight, although I could tell you surpassed the power of Goku which I fought, I want to test your power.
Ha! There's no problem because, to be honest, I haven't been satisfied with the combat I've had.
You've been able to talk with great Zeno Sama, and apparently he agrees that with both of them, they're able to have a friendly combat. Heh, get ready because I won't hold back.
Wow, Jiren's power has increased in an amazing way. I can't believe that Jiren fought with me last time. Indeed, Mr. Goku, Jiren's power has increased, so much so that I am able to assure you that he is capable of defeating any god of destruction, except Mr. Beerus.
I don't know, Whis, since all that Belmont is the second most powerful god, and to be honest, I doubt Jiren's been able to overcome him, since he's also been training so not to be surpassed by a mortal.
I'll check that out in a few moments.
In the beginning of the battle, Goku AF, without reacting, has been sent flying, thousands of wounds all over him, while Jiren stared at him, just like every spectator had been very surprised. What? Even I, the god of destruction, have been able to see him. What does that mean? It's amazing. Jiren's power and speed seems to have increased in an incredible way. Goku AF would stand up with a big smile over his face because the battle on this occasion promised to be interesting. The power you possess is incredible, but what has surprised me the most is the physical power you have, as well as your speed. You flatter me, but you also surprise me since an ordinary warrior's been able to knock out a combat or he'd die. You're powerful, but you still lack much more power to end me, so get ready. Goku AF would clench his fist, power to the max. Goku AF would decide to use 100% of his Super Saiyan 4 form, and that started their great battle. But despite Goku AF using all his power in this transformation, he wasn't able to be equal to Jiren's power because he was still much more superior. He was able to grant him millions of blows in a matter of moments, making him fall to the ground. What? How have you been able to achieve this? Even if Goku AF loses, my Goku won't be able to do anything.
Don't worry, Mr. Beerus. My counterpart's very powerful and she won't lose a few hits.
But I must admit that Jiren's power has grown in a measurable way. I even dare to say that his power growth compared to that of Saiyans. Goku AF would stand up, but this time, despite staying on his feet, his injuries were serious and he vomited too much blood. You better give up. I must admit, the stamina you possess is on another level, as I've been able to use 65% of all my power. Panic and amazement were among the gods, because the power of Jiren was used not 100%, which would leave them shocked, even Daishinkan. This is beyond belief. The power he has that Jiren's participant has shown is only 65% of his power. No wonder his opponent's overshadowed. He hasn't been able to do anything against him. I don't think there's such powerful warriors, but the good thing is I still have one more transformation, which multiplies my power in an excessive way. Don't say stupid things, because if you had one more transformation, you'd have used it before. It's impossible for you to have another transformation. I was saving this one for the day of the Tournament of Power. I can't let you humble me like that. Goku AF would clench his fists and was able to release an overwhelming power that would make Jiren retreat a few meters, because that power was able to destroy everything in his path. After a few minutes, a great aura would rise to the sky, while the dust generated a similar power Goku was able to observe. But his fur was silver while his eyes commanded absolute respect. This is my last transformation. What do you think of a second round? I want to kick your ass once and for all. It doesn't matter if you've only increased with your muscularity a little, and your fur's changed color. That's not real power. Jiren, annoyed, would pounce against him, but the power scale was even more even, because both connected blows that, with this power, made everything rumble. I can't believe that Beerus has 3 warriors who possess power beyond the gods, but 2 of them are able to even defeat them. I can't believe it. The power they emanate's amazing. I definitely don't think we'd be able to stand up to them.
Mr. Champa, please don't be discouraged. I'm sure the power that Akumo hides is incredible, because his confidence is absolute.
Definitely. The power that guy has is an outrage. And what kind of transformation's that? He looks like a complete monkey. The battle would continue with great rhythm, but Jiren would release more power, just like Goku AF realized the power of that warrior was above the god of destruction, since he compared his power to the power of Beerus at that moment with a big fist both separated. It's time to end this battle, so I plan to give all my power in the next attack. In the same way, I don't plan to lose again against a copy of Son Goku. This time I'll be the winner. The power both was resting was incredible, so much that the gods felt this pressure, and at this moment a pressure of 1,000 times greater was able to destroy both warriors to their knees, whose bones were almost completely destroyed. What the hell's going on? This pressure is incredible. I'm not able to move my fingers. I'm completely immobile. It was enough, since their maximum powers must be demonstrated in real tournament. This was just a friendly battle. Daishenko would stop releasing his incredible pressure, so each of the gods were able to help their warriors, to which both were watching, generating some pressure to which each god had left their respective universe.
The tournament this time seems like it'll be more fun. I like that.
I'm glad, my lord, that you're pleased to be prepared for a real show. Each of the universes had returned, and about 2 months to become more powerful. All the warriors began to train more carefully because they didn't know which universe would win, or if much less their survival was at stake. In this world of the celestial dragons, a powerful warrior was able to destroy everything in his path in the search of Goku. However, not being able to find anything, he was able to destroy everything. Ha ha ha! That's interesting. Apparently my father's not in this place, but I have to find out his whereabouts since only I must be the most powerful Saiyan. That was how Zikor, the lost son of Son Goku, began to absorb the power of each of the celestial dragons, and was able to end his life with the help of his mother, a lost KO, but she would give her life for her son, making it possible for him to absorb the power of the most celestial dragon, and with that was able to end each of the other dragons. I have to master this incredible power little by little, because if I'm not able to achieve it, I'm sure that something bad can happen to me, since these dragons have gigantic power. Zikor, for each dragon that absorbed, began to meditate, not being affected by the energy. And as the time passed in a very different way, Zikor at that time was able to couple his new power, returning to the original dimension at the end of 1 month completely. Vegeta was able to master 100% of the power of the Ultra Ego. Whis, I've been able to completely master the Ultra Ego, so I'm completely ready for the Tournament of Power. In that case, Mr. Vegeta, I'd like you to release 100% of your power, since I have to witness what's your limit. Of course, Whis, no problem. Vegeta's power was starting to increase in a surprising way, because on this occasion he had been able to attract the attention of both Gokus, who were having a friendly combat.
Wow, apparently Vegeta's powers reached a new level. That'll be interesting.
I agree with you. Although I haven't been able to master the divine energy completely, I'm sure the pressure I feel is incredible.
Even if you're not able to master the divine energy 100%, you're able to understand it in a way.
Vegeta's incredible energy increased to a madness, which, with all this power, was able to generate a small space-time crack, which had been closed by Whis, but this was something more complex. Since Whis closed it, the dimensional crack was still open, being perceived by Zikor. What is this space-time rift? Did Goku son of a bitch come this way? Although I doubt he left, something else must have happened. Returning to the planet of Beerus, Vegeta was able to release 100% of his power, making the entire Universe 7 shake.
Wow, really, the power you've been able to get is amazing. Vegeta, you've become strong.
Of course I am, Bug. How do you think that I'd let myself get outdone by a simple low-class Saiyan? I'm the Prince of the Saiyans.
Hehehe, sure. But I'm sure looking forward to getting to start with that great tournament.
In Universe 6, Akumo was thoughtful while he watched Kefla train with the other participants of his universe. Really, the Saiyans of Universe 7 are powerful. Even the legendary assassin Hit's lost. Out of the 3 friendly battles, we've all lost.
Akumo-sama, I understand that you are upset with the defeats we've had, but don't worry, I'll use all my power.
I know, Kefla, but I'm sure that guy named Son Goku didn't use all his power either. We'll have to train in this last month that we have left.
Of course, if Akumo-sama, even as surprising as it may seem, the legendary assassin Hit's also training. He couldn't stand being defeated for the 3rd time in a row by Universe 7.
Even the legendary assassin Hit's been surprised that way. This will be a complicated one, so we must be prepared. This was how the universes were, since Universe 7 was crazy, being able to have all the universes panic. On the other hand, Universe 11, Jiren was meditating, and this way his level of power was increased. However, an overwhelming pressure was felt throughout this universe, while from a large door a powerful subject began to leave. Have you really come back? I never thought that you'd be able to get out of that dimension. How do you think I would be able to get out of that dimension? My power knows no limit. Brother, many things have happened in the last centuries. Even warriors more powerful than us appeared in the 12 universes. What'd you say? Warriors more powerful than us? Well, that's something impossible, since our race is one of the top of the 12 universes. That's what I thought too, but the power of Universe 7's another level. No matter what you do, you won't be able to beat them. I was defeated in the first tournament of power. If you said that the first tournament of power, that means that we're going to organize a second one, so this time I want to participate. Exactly, brother. In a month, the second tournament of power will be held, but I must admit, Universe 7 is powerful. Ha! My brother, don't worry. Since I'm here to help you, this time you won't be alone. The last month passed quickly, which the platform also was completed, so the universes began to come to that platform, and once arriving Universe 7, a great power would be perceived all over the place. Despite the powers of the rest state, however, Goku was able to greet the warriors of Universe 6. Akumo would observe him, realizing that an incredible aura was coming off his body, but before being able to say anything, an overwhelming pressure would fall on the realm of nothingness. Just like even Daishinken felt that pressure. What? Will that pressure be from a new enemy or maybe some universe? Then Universe 11 appeared, leaving everyone surprised since all the 3 powers stood out. The power of Toppo, the power of Jiren, and the power of Jiren, which on this occasion, this power was able to overshadow them all.
Wow, the power of that guy's amazing. This power will be interesting.
Apparently that guy's Jiren's brother, since their auras are similar, although only in essence, because in size, the aura of the other guy completely surpasses him. On this occasion, Universe 7's got nothing to fear. Our power's been elevated in an incredible way.
Indeed, I don't doubt the power of that guy that would make it difficult for us to win. Hey, Son Goku, this time we'll win the tournament of power.
It'll be better to be prepared since in a few minutes it should be about to start. I thank each and every participant for coming. This time the rules will be the same. Throw your opponent off the platform, no weapons to kill the enemy, and saying that, start! The platform would be filled with explosions because each universe launched against the weakest beings. The later of the beings would be really powerful, but an incredible aura would rise all over the place. An aura similar to Broly's. Akumo had accessed the state of the legendary Super Saiyan God, because he was the original Saiyan of Universe 6. I don't plan to be eliminated for having my guard down and my energy reserves being amazing. I have the ability to stay in this state for months. The battles would continue with a great rhythm, while Jiren, along with his brother, just watched as multiple warriors were completely eliminated. We must eliminate the weakest warriors. I agree on that, because if we are release of true auras, they could die, and thus we would be eliminated. I agree with you, brother. For that reason, the entire Justice Troop is taking care of those warriors. And I can tell that your thinking has completely changed. These guys can't be considered warriors. They're just garbage. Brother, I always thought that too, but really my defeat against Universe 7 made me reflect too much, just like Goku revived us. That guy's name's Goku? He must be powerful. Just like his heart's completely pure, this makes me sick. I want you to eliminate that garbage already. Jake, Jiren's brother, would expel a bit of his power, with exerting this pressure over the platform being able to leave multiple warriors out of combat by his pressure, which was much more simple to take them out on the platform. With that, we've been able to eliminate multiple warriors of all the universes. This is amazing. Jake, the participant from Universe 11's been able to eliminate 15 warriors simultaneously with his aura. In the dimension of the Celestial Dragon, Zikor was able to master the power of all the dragons, taking over the divine power without knowing it. The only thing he felt in his body was this new power, which traveled like a great flame, so he'd stand up. It's time. I've been able to leave this dimension rift a little. I don't know where it'll lead me, but I'm sure to be a fun place. Zikor, expelling a bit of his power, was able to destroy a large part of the dragon dimension, which was said to be indestructible. That great rift was able to open completely, where Zikor would enter, and after a few minutes of traveling through space-time, Zikor was able to reach the planet of Beerus, because that's the place where the rift had formed. What is this place? I've never seen or heard of such a place. Zikor, possessing a divine energy, was able to feel the power of the gods, angels, and priests, in one place with a big smile because he was able to feel the energy of his father. I feel the power of extremely powerful beings, just like my father's energy. Although there is energies very similar to his, which be another sun, Zikor concentrated to disappear his energy completely. I want to realize everything happening, since it's not time for my father to see me. I want to know who all the warriors are. Zikor, being the son of Goku and Kaioshin, was able to teleport, reaching the kingdom of everything, which, despite having no energy and hiding within advanced domain shadows, Daishenko would observe where Zikor had arrived. Wow, how strange is that? I felt a new warrior arrive, but it's apparently not my stuff. Wow, that was close. The perception of this guy is amazing. Zikor would notice hundreds of warriors fighting each other, while these warriors were sitting watching the fights. Apparently, the warriors fighting must be mortal. Unlike the beings who are watching, they must be the ones my mother talked about, the ones considered gods. However, Jake observed him, where Zikor felt the pressure fall over his body, although he didn't allow him to make him fall to the platform. What the hell is that guy? The pressure he puts on my body is incredible. My perception's much more advanced than that garbage. Since these are my workouts, I was able to push my body to the limit. Instantly, huge pressure would be released over the battlefield, because on this occasion, Kefla accessed the Ultra Instinct maximum power. I can't wait anymore! I'm planning to end all that garbage! I want to face Son Goku once and for all! Kefla, as if a lightning bolt, eliminated most of the participants in a blow, knocking them out of combat, which took 4 minutes, and the weakest warriors were completely eliminated from the platform. That guy has been saved since the pressure that Saiyan was neutralizing mine, which helped him go to another place. Wow. Who are these guys? The power that they hide is incredible. Goku would immediately stand in front of Jiren, beginning to release all his power, accessing Ultra Instinct's maximum, while much more power would emerge from his body. Vegeta would approach Toppo, who was in the God of Destruction state. No matter how much you've trained, you're nothing to me. Heh, I want to check that out, since I'm currently a god too. Vegeta would raise his power to the Ultra Ego, accessing a new transformation, releasing the God of Destruction completely, leaving all gods surprised, because of his power he was expelling.
It's time to access Super Saiyan 5 once and for all. I'll be your opponent, and apparently you're the most powerful warrior among this garbage.
Goku AF would begin to access Super Saiyan 5, releasing this power, leaving Zikor surprised, who would realize his power was amazing.
If I had to come with the beginning, it would have been completely eradicated. But at this moment, I have the necessary power to end this garbage.
Goku AF would access Super Saiyan 5 Max, so the three most intense battles would be about to begin. Kefla would pounce against Goku, but Akuma would hold her.
No, Kefla. It's better to wait. Those 6 guys, they're the most powerful. Even if I release my power, I'm compared to them, but it's better if they're weakened.
I understand, Akuma-sama. Goku AF would approach his enemy, which would release due to their auras, which collided in a credible way. The incredible clash of auras of the warriors were incredible, and this pressure was able to fall on Daishenkin's body, leaving him surprised by this energy he was releasing.
Wow, apparently 3 battles of the Tournament of Power take place. This interesting battle is otherworldly Goku and Jiren's brother.
Apparently you've been able to expel 100% of your power. It's a pity that you don't live up to my true power.
Well, I know that for when we start fighting.
Goku AF launched himself against Jake, starting to give him millions of blows, and the platform released hundreds of rays over the place. Jake dodged and blocked the blows, which would leave God surprised, but the most exalted was Beerus.
What? How could he stop Goku's punches? It's practically impossible. It'd be difficult for me. Beerus, in this tournament, we'll be the ones with the victory. No matter what they do, or even if they have Ultra Instinct, Jake is compared to the power of a Guardian Angel. For a mortal, that's impossible. What? How's it possible a mortal is capable of compared to the Guardian Angel? This is crazy.
Goku, watching the battle, would give a smile.
I'll also start fighting. I'm sure my counterpart isn't using all his power yet. Jiren, I hope you're ready. I'm gonna start attacking.
Ha! That's what I like to hear. I thought you would be paralyzed by the power that my brother showed.
I admit, he has incredible power, and the entire Universe 7 lies in that heart, so it's not fighting with a single warrior.
Goku flashing against Jiren would seem equal. His power would increase more as the battle progressed and would surprise everyone.
What's going on? I gained the power of the sacred dragons and never thought I'd need this power in this world.
Zikor would instantly try to attack but was stopped.
It's the first time I used this power.
You better wait, because this energy consumption, I'll lose it without remedy. Zikor would fight all the warriors, but in the same incredible battle on the platform, Vegeta and Topo with their destruction gods would generate chaos over it. This time, Vegeta was completely humiliating Topo, and the combat techniques the Saiyans were superior to any other race. Vegeta's power surpassed Topo's and wasn't able to dodge the blows of the Prince of the Saiyan. These blows contained energy of the God of Destruction with incredible damage to the entire internal system as well as his body. Vegeta's an oversight in Topo's defense would move around him, destroying his face, dragging him over the platform, destroying him in his wake.
What's going on, Topo? I was thinking that your time as the power God of Destruction was greater. You couldn't increase your power at all. Ah, damn! Apparently I won't be able to beat Vegeta. I don't plan to leave this platform. I'll eliminate you by eliminating you now.
Topo, generating an explosion of energy, caught Vegeta, intending to eliminate him, but a bigger power was able to evaporate his energy with a big blow to the stomach, eliminating him.
Topo from Universe 11's eliminated. At this moment, only 2 warriors from this universe left, 3 from 7 as well as 6.
Akuma-sama, it's time. We better be able to beat Vegeta. He's been able to use his power and it'd be easy to beat him.
Kefla, without waiting, gave her king an answer and rushed against him. Kefla would approach his blind spot, an incredible aura of purple rays sent her flying with incredible damage to her body. No matter what she possesses, the Ultra Instinct, Vegeta's aura and power were superior to Kefla's.
Well, you're the fusion of the 2 useless Saiyans of Universe 6. You want to be eliminated? I'll give you one more chance. Get out of here. I'm not interested in you. You're a warm-up to me.
Kefla vomited blood, once again rushed him. He was about to approach her aura. Kumo held her tightly while the gaze of the Saiyans would collide, generating pressure on this place.
Surprising, today we have big fights.
this moment, two Saiyan princes from different universes fight. I can tell you have an incredible power. I don't have patience to wait for you insects. You'll be my opponent. Assassin of Universe 6 hit. Take him to Kefla in this place. As this fight will be difficult, I never thought the Saiyan of Universe 7 was powerful. You'd only think about it while Hit was walking away with Kefla.
I can't assimilate the power of the Saiyans. They have no limits for some reason.
Apparently the Saiyan Vegeta also exists. Since my dimension I was able to end his life, I must admit he's powerful. Akuma would expel his power, generating disasters, as well as if pressure didn't lose, Vegeta's would disappear. Although gods must start training as mortals, getting extremely incredible powers. Sooner or later they can surpass us. Akuma, show him the Saiyans of Universe 6 power. Akuma would continue to expel his. At this instant, Akuma could be seen with a perfect Ultra Instinct, leaving everyone surprised by the power. Wow, I can't believe a Saiyan from Universe 6 could have that power to the max. It's unreal. Really, if it weren't for Jake, Universe 11 would be the slightest chance of winning. This power of all the participants on this platform surpasses most gods. I'm ready to fight, and the question is if you can fight with the Prince of the Saiyan of Universe 6. Ha! Don't make me laugh, I'm the Prince of the Saiyans in Universe 7. It won't be a pity since you won't hit me and my power overshadows you.
We'll check with that when we're done.
Akuma pounced Vegeta. With his speed, most of the gods couldn't follow, but they were surprised when they could see Vegeta on his knees and Akuma on his leg with Vegeta's head. I thought you said you couldn't grant my blows. In one fell swoop, I was able to bring you to your knees with my power. Damn good-for-nothing worm, I'll exterminate you. An incredible explosion of energy would be seen while Vegeta launched him, starting with in a battle over the platform. On the battle of Goku vs. Jiren, Goku overcame Jiren once again. This time he could achieve it in a considerable way because Goku hadn't spent most of his energy to eliminate Jiren from the platform. Jiren from Universe 11's eliminated. Goku's powers increased. What will be the outcome?
Jiren forced me to use 40% of my power. The real enemy is his brother. I wasn't able to defeat him.
That's right, even Goku AF used all his power in Super Saiyan 5, not able to connect a blow to hit him. Jeek would connect multiple hits over Goku AF's body.
They've been able to eliminate my other companions. I have a power of an army, so no matter how many simple ants join, they can't defeat me. I've always been powerful. This warrior has no limits. He's amazing.
When Goku realized his counterpart was in trouble, he'd step aside.
The two of us will be able to defeat him. We must use our power.
Don't worry. I can think you two can attack me, so take it easy. No, Jeek. No matter how much power you possess, if you're able to give the Warriors of Universe 7 a chance, they'll cost you the victory. Always with an ace up his sleeve.
You better know, Belmont, that anyone who exceeds my power of the Guardian Angel, there's nothing to worry about. I will crush them using their powers, and they'll realize that even joining forces is nothing.
Goku AF with Goku would launch themselves against Jeek, the most powerful two Saiyans of all the 12 universes against a single warrior. The battle was devastating. Zikor understood Jeek's movements. No matter how much power the Gokus possess, they can't defeat him. Apparently they haven't used all his power, and in this short time, I could make an appearance to end this. In the battle, Vegeta and Akuma both connect sneaky blows over the body, and no matter how much power they had, the resistance of the Saiyans was otherworldly. Neither two wished to give up, and the damage to their bones and internal organs was beginning to express. Oh, damn it. Fighting those bugs tire me out, just like my bones are starting to be affected by the energy of destruction.
My energy veins hurt too. I never thought a Saiyan from another universe was able to force me to use my energy reserves. I don't plan on losing.
They launched themselves against each other, with both decreased in an incredible way. Both would connect a big blow to the face, sending them flying. Saiyan 7 of Universe Vegeta and the Saiyan of Universe 6 Akuma have been eliminated. Each time in the climax of the battle, who will be the winner?
It's time, Hit, to finish with those bastards, or rather unite to help Universe 7. This guy's able to defeat them if we won't do anything against that damn monster.
Kefla, it became soon that Son Goku couldn't beat him and was able to do anything against him. Get ready. We'll form a small truce with Universe 7 to beat him.
I'm ready. Do whatever you can with your space technique.
The moment Hit and Kefla pounced Jeek, a completely overwhelming pressure fell on the kingdom. This pressure was able to make Daishinkan fall to the ground as well as the participants with Jeek, but he had fallen to his knees. What? Whose pressure is able to do this? It's a new participant of another universe? I can't move.
Daishinkan, what's going on? Why can't I move? I feel like my body weighs millions of tons.
From the highest kingdom of nothingness, a catastrophic power would descend towards the platform, approaching the most powerful warriors.
What is this? I recognize this power, but it's the sacred dragons of the world to which I belong. What's happening?
Zikor would appear in front of everyone, leaving everyone surprised by his features of those Saiyans, while the power was madness.
I have traveled over the universe looking for you, Father, but apparently you've traveled to another dimension. I found you and have the knowledge to get your power of the sacred dragons, and this power I've been able to get to this incredible power and will end your life. What? You're implying that you went into the lives of all the sacred dragons? They welcome me into their world. I'll end you. It's not time to fight yet. I want to measure myself with one of the most powerful warriors of this stupid tournament. I'll wait for your death.
Goku AF, despite the pain, threw himself against Zikor. With his single blow, was able to send him flying, generating damage to his body, and would make him return to his base state, injured on some rocks.
I'll reduce my pressure if you want to face me. I want everyone in this place to observe who will be its new ruler.
Zikor would reduce his pressure. Jake released all his power, but despite leaving everyone surprised, Zikor would only smile. "70 million years ago, there was an unimaginable void without any life, when suddenly emerged a being which didn't know it was himself where he was.
What's going on? What am I? I can't see anything. What is this immense void?"
What he didn't know was, until that moment, was that he was an omnipotent being who was going to create everything known as the universe. He would even create a whole multiverse full of different types of life in order to find at some point an individual who could match or surpass the strength of his son called Zeno Sama. In Zeno Sama's palace, 30 million years after the birth of Zeno Sama's father, he introduces himself to his son.
Zeno Sama, my son. You've grown strong and apparently you've become very powerful over the centuries.
Father, I've always felt that my existence has no purpose. I often get bored. Why did you bring me to life to be bored?
70 million years ago, there was a void from which I was created. As I grew, I developed powers and immeasurable strength. As a result of that, a need was born in me to find a being who could match or surpass your strength, to even equal my own greatness. That's why I created planets, galaxies, universes, and living beings of various species.
All this was created just so that I could exist?
Yes, my son. Every star, every life form, everything has a purpose. To prepare you to be the supreme god of all that I've created. You're the main reason for all my creation.
It's a heavy burden, Father. Why me?
Because in you, I see the true potential to rule in this vast cosmos. You are the hope to maintain harmony among the creations that have sprung from my being. You are the missing piece in this cosmic chest.
Father, all this that you tell me is an enormous responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready to be able to do it. What if I fail?
There is no failure, son. Your very existence is success. Every moment in your life has molded you into the supreme being that you are. I trust you will fulfill your destiny.
What about you, Father? What role do you play in all this?
My role is to guide you from the shadows, to watch you fulfill your purpose. Finding balance in the universe is a task that requires your leadership. I'll be here, in the darkness, watching you carry out the mission I have given you.
I understand, Father. Leave everything in my hands.
Thus passed centuries, millennia, in which Zeno Sama was guided by his father to govern the immense multiverse he had created for him, but now convinced of the purpose he had in his life. In the present time, 30 million years after the conversation that Zeno Sama and his father had, in one of the universes created by Father Zeno, on a planet called Earth, Kakarot and Vegeta were training together with Whis and Beerus after having faced very powerful beings. While they were training, the Earth was illuminated by flashes of energy. As Kakarot and Vegeta embark on intense training, Whis and Beerus watch from a distance, assessing the Saiyans' every move as they prepare to rise in their skills.
Hey, Vegeta! Remember when we first faced Frieza? That guy was incredibly strong.
Yes, Kakarot. It was our first encounter with an enemy of another level, but we cannot forget the Cell Bug, that creature with cells from all of us. He put us in big trouble with his martial arts tournament. Luckily, your son became strong.
Both Saiyans exchanged energy blasts. Each hit and dodge was an echo of their long history of battles.
Ah, yes! The first time he showed the teleportation technique. That was amazing! Thanks to Gohan, we were able to defeat him.
But then came Majin Buu. That battle was unforgettable. We had to merge to have a chance.
The fusion was great, but we also learned about redemption and kindness at that time. Buu became good because of you.
As they continue their training, the energy of both Saiyans light up the space. Whis and Beerus watch with interest.
Yes, but don't forget about Beerus. That god of destruction who almost wiped out the Earth with a single sneeze. Although in the end, he turned out to be more of a joker than we thought.
Yes, I remember when I tried to fight him in my Super Saiyan 3 form. I wasn't at his level, but at least I gave him a fight in my Super Saiyan God form, and that was possible thanks to all of you.
That's right. And now we're here, training with Whis and Beerus. We cannot let our guard down, Kakarot. There'll always be bigger challenges.
Exactly. Every fight makes us stronger. Let's keep training and bettering ourselves.
Of course. We're always one step closer to being the strongest warriors in the universe.
The training continues as Kakarot and Vegeta, under the tutelage of Whis and Beerus, strive to reach new levels of power in order to defend the Earth from new and more powerful enemies that may appear with the desire to destroy the planet that welcomed them. While Kakarot and Vegeta were training to overcome their limits, Whis and Beerus encouraged them to keep improving. Very good, Saiyans. Keep it up.
Yes, they're very strong, but I don't know if that'll be enough to keep my interest.
Suddenly, they feel a dark presence and the whole environment begins to become dark, and a dark, powerful presence fills the place.
What's going on, Mr. Whis?
Something's not right. I feel an extremely powerful and dark presence.
That feeling sounds familiar. Who could it be?
The darkness intensifies, and suddenly an opposing figure appears in front of them like a shadowy nebula.
Inhabitants of the multiverse, have you missed me? Hello, dear inhabitants of the multiverse. I've come to observe progress of my creations.
What? Who is this guy?
I don't know, Kakarot, but his presence is overwhelming.
No way.
What?
The figure lingers in a shadowy haze, with the speaker being the father of Zeno Sama, the omnipotent being who created the multiverse. This one appears in all multiverse, where all the warriors were training for future problems.
This guy is the father of Zeno Sama, the creator of everything we know of universes beyond our imagination. I didn't think we'd ever see him.
Sir, your arrival is unexpected. Forgive the insolence, but to what do we owe you presents? The inclination of Whis and all the angels of different universes is because they have knowledge of who was the father of Zeno Sama. For that reason, they have a great fear and respect for him.
I see you've been busy, warriors. You have faced great obstacles throughout your insignificant lives, but this time has come. Are you strong enough?
We're always up for a good challenge.
Shut up, Kakarot. Don't you feel how powerful he is? How can you say that? Haven't you noticed something missing in the multiverse?
At that moment, Zeno Sama's father set out to tell them the reason for the ambiguous question. Moments before Zeno's father appeared before the whole multiverse, he was very angry because when he woke up from the dream of millions of years, he was surprised that many things had happened that went against the main reason why he created the whole universe. Because of this, he appears before his son Zeno Sama. In the center of the realm of everything, the overwhelming presence of Zeno Sama's father eclipses space. His voice booms like thunder as he directs his fury towards his son Zeno Sama. The latter, visibly nervous, tries to defend himself as the tension between the two intensifies.
Zeno Sama, you failed in your duty as supreme god. All the warriors of the multiverse have overstepped their bounds and now dare to call themselves gods. Gods? This is unacceptable!
Father, I understand that this is all being misunderstood, but
There's no excuses, Zeno Sama. Your lack of authority has allowed inferior beings to rise above us. How dare you let them usurp the title of gods?
I'm sorry, Father. I did not intend for things to come to this point.
The anger in Father Zeno's voice increases. His tone becomes more defiant and contemptuous.
Your intention? Your weakness has sullied the name of our divinity. The only god here is me, and no one else should dare to call himself that. No one!
Father, I understand that I'm in your debt, but we can find another way to restore order.
Father Zeno's response is an explosion of contempt and fury.
You do not deserve the title of god at all. Your weakness has tainted my creation. Because of your incompetence, I must restore the balance, even if it means getting rid of you.
What? Father, please don't do it! There's so much I can still learn and improve! I can fix all of this!
Zeno Sama's imploration is lost in Father Zeno's cold determination.
It is already too late, Zeno. Weakness must be eradicated from existence for true power to prevail.
In an instant, Zeno Sama's father unleashes a blast of devastating energy that engulfs Zeno Sama and begins to tear him to shreds as he screams in pain.
No, Father, please! Ah!
Order has been restored. No one else will dare to challenge my supremacy. I will now take it upon myself to reestablish balance through my creation.
In the present day, in front of the terrified warriors, due to what Zeno Sama's father had informed them what had happened to his son Zeno Sama, a being they all adored and feared.
You insignificant beings now understand. Because of this, I will destroy all the timelines and universes that exist. I am a divine being, omnipotent, and I can do it. But I will give you a chance to fight for your lives. So I'll organize a tournament in which the strongest warriors of the entire multiverse will participate so that the power will prevail.
Earth 2024.
What?
This can't be true.
Do you think we can face something like that, Mr. Piccolo?
Oh? We'll have to train a lot physically and, above all, mentally.
The idea of a tournament piques his interest, seeing the opportunity to test his own power and perhaps become even stronger. Thraxis Nocturne. Planet sunk in the shadows.
A tournament, eh? Well, I'll show that true power is not limited to divine beings.
I won't let them destroy our future. I will fight in that tournament and protect my own.
A tournament with the strongest warriors, huh? It'll be my chance to show that the Saiyans are not insignificant beings. We will see who is truly divine in this tournament. My empire will prevail.
A competition between the strongest. Interesting. I was showed that the Metacoolers are superior in all universes.
Nigerian, a world with perpetually cloudy skies where storms of dark energy lash the surface.
Father, this tournament will be the perfect occasion to show you that my power surpasses yours. Perfect. I'll show my true power and wreak havoc in every corner of the multiverse. Destruction in a tournament. What a magnificent combination. I will be the ultimate warrior and subdue all under my rule. Let's fight. This tournament will be my stage to demonstrate the power I've obtained.
Dracoria, homeworld of the humanoid dragon warriors and the descendants.
The threat of destruction is overwhelming. My fire may not be enough to face its dark omnipotence.
A shadow that threatens to destroy everything. My ability to manipulate the darkness may not be enough. Even with my swordsmanship, facing an omnipotent divine being will be an unparalleled challenge. This divine being has the power to destroy everything I love. My fire will be my defense.
A divine threat. My control over thunderstorms will be enough. This will be a challenge like never before.
After seeing the various emotions and thoughts of the main participants of the tournament, Zeno Sama's father begins to explain the rules of this supposed tournament.
Minimal beings. The rules are simple. The tournament will be to the death. It will be held in a timeless space where the laws of time and physics are temporarily suspended. The only way to eliminate an opponent is to make his heart stop. It is by killing him. There's no other way. In this tournament, it is either you or your rival. There's no limits on the use of skills. You must unleash your full potential without restriction, so as not to be destroyed in the process. I'll be the one who will watch over the whole process. The participant who wins will have the joy of facing me, putting his life and the life of his universe at stake. But I'm a PS deity, and I will bring him the opportunity to have a divine power similar to mine for a determined time. If he does not take the advantage of it, he will have to accept the consequences.
In spite of the uncertainty that the warriors have in front of what the father of Zeno Sama has said, some are excited and others are worried.
Wow, this sounds exciting! A tournament with fighters from all universes. It's gonna be great!
Why should we trust this tournament to be fair? By killing them?
So I can fight to the best of my ability. But killing beings that are just fighting for their lives is not nice.
I hope everything I've said has been clear to everyone. The only rule is that you have to kill your opponent so that they don't kill you. I want to make that clear. You will have to kill your opponent. The way we will check if you're worthy of calling yourselves gods.
Father Zeno disappears and everything returns to normal. You can see Kakarot's excited about the new enemy that is seen. It is very powerful. Vegeta, scared and worried about his family, angry with Kakarot.
Wow, that guy's incredibly strong. I'm excited to fight him in the next tournament.
Excited? Do you realize what's at stake, Kakarot? The enemy is dangerous, and we can't just underestimate him.
But Vegeta, that guy has awesome power. It's gonna be the best fight of our lives.
This is not a game, Kakarot. Do you realize that we're putting our families and the entire universe at risk?
I know it's serious, Vegeta, but it's also a chance to get better. Besides, Zeno Sama's father is excited about this.
I can't believe you're so carefree. My family's in danger and you're excited about a fight.
I'm not saying I'm not serious, Vegeta, but when an opportunity presents itself to measure our power, I can't resist.
You always think about the fight, don't you? Sometimes I wish you had a little more responsibility.
Vegeta, I understand that you're worried about Bulma and Trunks, but trust that we can protect them.
I don't like the idea of someone else deciding about our lives.
I understand, Vegeta, but do you really think we can ignore this opportunity?
I'm not going to lose my family over a fight, but I also know that I can't stop you from getting excited about the battle.
At that moment, the tension between Kakarot and Vegeta is palpable as they prepare to face the new enemy. While Kakarot is filled with excitement for the fight, Vegeta faces the situation with a mixture of fear and determination. Thus, the training of the entire multiverse for the survival of their species began. From the moment on, the most powerful warriors of all the universes began to train with greater intensity in order to save their universes and timelines. After having communicated with the entire multiverse from the realm of everything, the father of Zeno Sama would observe everything from a crystal screen, that the warriors were getting stronger and stronger. He sent his shadow warriors to slow down the process of them.
But what is this feeling that stirs my supreme being? A mixture of fascination and disdain. It's inevitable that mortals yearn for more, that they aspire to surpass their boundaries. Yet some of these warriors are reaching levels I cannot allow. Their power threatens the balance I've established. It's enough that they're mere participants in my tournament. They must be contained. They must be eliminated before their ascensions endanger the stability of my creation. My shadow warriors, creatures of the shadow and executioners of my will travel throughout all the universes. They'll be my instruments to stop these reckless advances. I will not allow the power of these warriors to grow beyond the limits set by my divinity.
Father Zeno, we're here to receive your orders.
Shadow creatures, my loyal enforcers, the time has come. The universes pulsate with an energy that threatens to destabilize the order I've established. Mortal warriors, in their relentless pursuit of power, are rising to dangerous heights. Their progress must be halted.
Your orders are our will. How do you wish us to proceed?
Each of you will disperse among the universes. Your mission is to find those warriors who dare to exceed the limits imposed. There's no room for compassion. The threat must be eradicated. Annihilate them without mercy.
We will, Father Zeno. No warrior will be strong enough to defy your will.
The shadow creatures set off to every universe and timeline to destroy every warrior who would participate. Along the way, they encountered weak warriors who they destroyed with these strong and very powerful ones. It was dusk when suddenly the Earth's atmosphere trembled with an unnatural darkness. In the blink of an eye, shadow creatures emerged from the interdimensional shadows, ethereal and menacing beings that would challenge even the strength of the mightiest warriors. Kakarot and Vegeta, training on the vast battlefield of Earth, sense the arrival of an ominous presence. Shadow creatures, their ethereal forms and eyes burning with the intensity of darkness, materialized before them.
What are you?
We are servants of Father Zeno. Your progress has been noted and must be halted. The will of Father Zeno is the supreme law. The warriors have exceeded the allowable limits and will now be destroyed.
The shadow creatures moved with an agility that defied logic, leaving behind them trails of darkness. Kakarot and Vegeta prepared for the confrontation, their energies flashing in response to the threatening presence.
Well, it looks like we have new opponents. This should be interesting.
No matter who sends them, will not allow them to stop our progress.
The shadow creatures, speechless, rushed towards Kakarot and Vegeta with flashing speed. The battle ahead would not only be a test of strength, but a struggle between light and darkness, between the determination of the warriors and the will of the father of Zeno Sama. The battle rages and the environment, plants, stones, and sky are witness to the incredible demonstration of power. Kakarot and Vegeta, deploying a great amount of ki, are in the center ready to face the two mysterious shadow warriors that attack them. Shadow Creature 1 moves at breakneck speed, leaving only flashes of darkness in its wake. Its form is ethereal, almost impossible to follow with the eye. It attacks with incredible precision, throwing punches and kicks that defy the perception of time. Shadow Creature 2 stands out for its devastating power. Its every strike sends out waves of dark energy that distort the surrounding space. Its presence emanates an ominous aura that shakes even the particles of space. The fight begins with Kakarot and Vegeta charging forward, but the shadow creatures respond with astonishing agility, dodging every blow and counterattacking with almost invisible movements. Faced with the speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta are forced to raise their power to Super Saiyan level.
Vegeta, these guys are incredibly fast. I can't even keep up with their moves.
Looks like our usual speed isn't enough. We'll have to raise our power to the maximum.
Both Saiyans concentrate, their golden auras bursting as they transform into Super Saiyan. Their golden hair lights up the space as they launch into a fierce offensive. But the Shadow Warriors remain equally agile, gracefully dodging the attacks. The intensity of the power illuminates the space.
Now, Vegeta, let's go all out.
Let's go, Kakarot.
The Saiyans rush towards these Shadow Warriors with a fierce offensive. However, the Shadow creatures dodge their attacks with surprising grace, moving through the energy blast with ease.
Is that the best you can do, Saiyans? Their speed is admirable, but they're still not up to par.
Damn it! We can't go on like this, Kakarot. We need something else.
You're right, Vegeta. Let's take this to the next level.
Faced with persistent speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta rise their power even higher, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Their blue auras flash with intensity and the pressure of their power shakes the surrounding space. However, the Shadow Warriors are not daunted. The battle reaches its peak as the four warriors are engulfed in a frenzy of energy. Kakarot launches his attack called Kamehameha, and Vegeta launches his final flash attack, but the Shadow Warriors respond with counterattacks that defy the laws of physics. Then the clash of these powerful attacks causes an immense explosion. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation. Now with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin.
Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta, this creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together and put an end to this.
For once, Kakarot, I agree.
The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyan's attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense. Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast.
The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing. Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together.
All right, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it.
Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late.
Kame! Ah! Final Flash!
The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyan's assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble. This thing's stronger than we thought.
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes.
Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince.
Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy.
Kakarot, do whatever it takes.
The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge that blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The Hermit Seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique?
Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We're the fusion of the Saiyans, there's nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus, his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light. It's time to seal your fate.
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness. Prepare for the end.
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku!
Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed.
Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight. We won't let them defeat us.
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly. Gohan, Broly, stay strong.
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta! If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything!
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version.
It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature, in its enhanced form, launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever.
There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming.
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence.
Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys, let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyans' attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves.
We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison!
The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, was showing superhuman endurance.
It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks.
Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you!
The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury.
We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes!
The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the dark possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist.
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature and Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue Evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed the most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 had joined the fray. The shadow creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together. Broly, we won't let this darkness control you.
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the shadow creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta. Together, we'll free him.
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the shadow creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the shadow creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the shadow creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession. We can't let Broly fall into darkness.
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The shadow creature on the brink of the abyss responded with desperation. It raised its own power and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta. Broly's free.
Yes, but this shadow creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the shadow creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the shadow creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the shadow creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the shadow creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing the sudden tension, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the shadow creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the shadow creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it, where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan.
The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The shadow creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Ha 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 ha! Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature!
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans. We have overcome greater challenges than you.
Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature.
you'll not be victorious.
The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The shadow creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta.
Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us.
The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos at its zone, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses. However, the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession.
Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this!
Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn shadow. Don't underestimate the Prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure! I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan!
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession. However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable.
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do?
The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power. The Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast Warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable.
We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows and joined the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way. The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways.
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it. The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan?
As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life.
So what's the plan, Piccolo?
Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct, but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching?
That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you.
I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this.
The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The shadow creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach. "This is my chance to end this!" With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small shadow leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently, as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state.
What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This shadow creature might have more tricks up its sleeve.
The immediate threat had been neutralized. The shadow creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up. So the shadow creature set out to return to its master.
Hey, insects! Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications if you don't want to be eliminated by me, the Prince of the Saiyan.
Lord Vegeta, you forgot to mention the subscription to your Patreon to have exclusive manga content in advance. Is that right, Lord Vegeta?
You're right, Whis. Don't forget to become a member of my Patreon to have much more exclusive content and news about the various manga that will be coming to the channel. Become a member or you'll be destroyed! Final Flash!